Hello and welcome to the first episode of Season 3 of Lions in the Field. I'm James Carnell.
And I'm Amy Trober.
We are excited to bring to you, our SAGU family, the latest news, notes, and feature stories of how our SAGU graduates are impacting their world for the cause of Christ.
James and I are both blessed to work in the alumni office where we interact with thousands of Lions in the Field who are trained to succeed in vocational and marketplace ministry right here at SAGU.
We hope these shows keep you informed and connected to the important highlights and stories that define the Southwestern family.
For almost 6 decades, SAGU's official mascot, Judah the Lion, has been an iconic part of the Southwestern experience. At nearly every athletic event on campus, this apex predator has raised the roar of enthusiasm for the home team crowd. But what does it really take to wear the mantle of the mane?
While his fashion sense and lively personality shine through the fur, it's a lot of work to keep up with a character that embodies the SAGU spirit. Here's a look inside the process of spreading that purple and gold pride to all who call themselves Lions for Life.
From a live animal in the 1960s to a roaring mascot, Judah has become the staple of SAGU's mighty spirit. Today, we got an exclusive interview with the man, or the lion, himself. Due to the unspoken rules of his boss, we are not allowed to reveal his identity publicly.
Hi, my name's Judah the Lion. I'm the mascot at SAGU. Many call me the Buff Man, many call me the Lion. And what I do is I get to cheer on the best team in the whole nation. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a mascot. I had opportunity here to be Judah the Lion, and me and Judah have been having a fun time.
Judah's mission here on campus is to promote the school spirit and pride of those around him. He shows up in many school events, egging on the students to participate in the uproar of cheer. But who exactly is Judah? What makes him so approachable to students?
I go to mascot camp. At that camp, I discovered my mascot character, who Judah really was, and ever since then, I've just been carrying it on. And what Judah really is he's a big, confident, buff guy and swole guy. I just think with his confidence, it brings a lot of just excitement for Judah.
The concept of developing a walking, talking character through mascot camp is inspiring, especially for those who wish to follow the elites.
They teach us how just to be your character, because at mascot camp, it's easy to compare. You know, I got to mascot with a lot of great mascots, and I made a lot of good friends out of that. Actually, me and the mascot at UT at Dallas, we're really close. He's really good. Their mascot's a comet, and you just never see a comet mascot. It's like in space, Just learning from him was really cool, and just what he taught me. He's like my mascot mentor, if you say.
Making adjustments to fit in the costume as well as the schedule isn't an easy feat. The secret identity of Judah is a student after all, which means there's a lot more commitment than just a hired employee.
It's hard to balance, just everything we do as Team Judah and also me. It was an adjustment at first, but just knowing your schedule and also doing something that you're passionate about.
Heck, even getting to wear the mane is a whole process in and of itself. 2 years ago, the man behind the mask gave it his best shot at tryouts.
It was last year of my first semester. You were given a skit by another mascot, and you had to perform it as the best of your ability. And after that, you get an interview with one of our donors.
What kind of skit would that be? It's from the NCAA Championship located in Daytona Beach, Florida. Skits such as dancing or acting in costume are performed on a stage with a competition known as Mascot Mania.
We actually did one, and we made top 50 mascots in the nation because we got All-American, but we didn't make the final round in Daytona.
With record-breaking success comes challenges in the mascot scene, including extreme weather conditions in the state of Texas.
Probably the worst one was probably one of my very first games last year. It was probably around 100 degrees, and at the same time, you have to stay in character. And when you're staying in character, you can't just like chillax or take a break. You have to be the most hyped person of all of them, of all the people in the stands. So it's really hard when it's hot like that to just be in character and also know that you're sweating everywhere.
Yeesh, looks like our feline friend is in need of shade out there. Luckily, he and his team are introducing new props. It won't cool him down, but he will be using it as a way to further engage the audience.
We have props going from corn, like a big corn sign. We have a big prop from a big giant Bible, the size of basically a door. It's that big, and I'm not making it up. I'm excited to make more people laugh and just enjoy their time at the game, and also not just that, but also on Instagram. Instagram's been a bigger thing this year for us.
Be sure to look out for our furry representative at the next game, campus days, or other recreational events on the school grounds.
Kellen Moore walked sight unseen onto the SAGU campus in 2005, looking for an adventure that would define his college experience.
The kid from Lancaster, California studied church ministries and was heavily involved in a number of student organizations and activities during his 4 years at Waxahachie. After graduation in 2009, Kellen returned to his Southern California roots, where he took part in a team that planted Our City Church in Corona, California.
His enthusiasm for Jesus is contagious. Here's a look at Kellen's impact on the kingdom in this episode's Pride Profile.
Super excited. My name's Kellen Moore. I live out here in Corona, California. Went to SAGU from 2005 to 2009. I'm a lion out in the field. Let's do this.
Kellen Moore made his presence known on the SAGU campus instantly by joining several groups such as Southwestern Live and eventually becoming Student Council Vice President.
Not to over-spiritualize this, but I legit felt God pressing me to go to this school. Didn't have family there, didn't have friends there, but I really felt God like, this is the place for you to go.
Being from Southern California, the jump to Texas was quite challenging at first for Kellen, but he persevered and trusted that Southwestern was the place the Lord had wanted him, and it eventually became a second home.
I started on campus in 2005, and then I left the physical campus in 2008, went back home to Lancaster where my home church was like, hey, we have an opening for middle school ministry. Would you want to be our director? And I was like, yes, I'll intern, but I need to finish school because my mama would kill me if I didn't finish school. That was the number one thing. But they offer distance education. So that alone allowed me to get a year's worth of middle school experience under the youth pastor. And I learned all the odds and ends of leadership, number one, all the practicals, which I think every aspiring minister needs, is like that practical, hands-on intern experience. And through that, I was able to finish my school year and graduate the fall of 2009. But kind of how I went about it is my church kind of hired me that summer. So I actually had a job before I had my undergrad, but they knew I was about to complete it. So, they hired me then. But if distance education was not offered in 2008, I would have been really hard pressed to kind of start my journey in ministry in California. So, yeah.
Throughout Kellen's 4 years at SAGU, he learned how to master going out of his comfort zone beyond what he ever believed while preparing him for a promising future.
Listen to God and follow the doors that He opens for you. When I went to SAGU, there were a couple things I said I would never do. Planting a church was one thing, because I knew they had some church planting classes. Planting a church, I never wanted to do. It seemed hard. And then in 2018, along with a couple of my friends and my pastor, we planted a church called Our City Church, and we meet in Corona, California. No jokes about the city, but yeah, Corona, California is where we meet. And I would have bet anyone, even I know gambling shouldn't gamble, but I would have bet anyone I would have never planted a church. 4 years ago, I helped plant a church. So I would say, whatever opportunity and doors that God is opening in front of you that are big and scary, because God doesn't give you small dreams. God does not give you dreams that are, I could do that. He gives you big, audacious goals that are, you have to trust Him. That was one of them. So I would say, trust God and go through those doors.
The future looks bright for this kid's pastor. Kellen is extending himself and getting opportunities left and right. One of those includes becoming an author.
About 6 months ago, I wrote a book in the month of December. The whole month, I wrote a book within a month. A great organization called the Rethink Group, or Orange, has some people out there know what the curriculum that they make. They asked me to write a book about the fruits of the Spirit, and so I have it right here because I'm that person. But I wrote a book called Make Waves, which is really cool. It's a 9-week devotion that's meant for preteen, so 7 to 12 years old. Every week has about 5 days worth of devotion, and you could go through love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. I think that was all of them, and if I missed one, edit it in. Just kidding. But yeah, it's a great devotion. It recently was published in April, so it's been out for a few months. That's the time we're sitting here talking. But yeah, this is something I would not have been able to do this if I didn't, one, have the support of my wife. My wife, Katie, is incredible, and she was, supporting me through this. But I went to my pastor, I went to a couple of friends from SAGU and just said, hey, I'm doing this thing. What do you think? And they were very supportive. And SAGU was a great school to allow me to explore my creativity. Like I said, I was a part of all of those things in Southwestern Live. If it weren't for programs like that at the school that let me be goofy, that let me be silly. I know at the time we weren't supposed to wear shorts in chapel, but I showed up on stage to promote an event looking like a pirate wearing shorts, and I wore flip-flops, which I think at the time you weren't allowed to wear. I was a goofy guy that was dancing around campus, which I know at the time there's a dance policy, but the school embraced who I was and allowed me to be me, which I think led up to this book, led up to all the opportunities and being a kids pastor, which is in theory fun. So that's probably the one thing that SAGU gave me was the mentorship, and then they gave me the opportunity to be Kellen. Now Kellen gets to be Kellen 15 years, I don't know, when I graduated 2009, I can't do math. 13 years later, I still get to be a developed me that the school definitely promoted.
Coming up next is a fun news segment where we put faculty, staff, and current students against each other to compete in a trivia game that tests their knowledge about SAGU's history and the current campus.
Our executive producer, Rob Price, steps into the role of game show host. After the break, he will introduce this episode's contestant, so stay with us.
All right, here we go. It starts here, 8-10, take one.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Pretty good. Coach Neal, I did want to start with you. Okay.
Why do you think student athletes come to SAGU?
Yeah, I'm in to showcase your talents in your sport, but I think SAGU uniquely gives you a family atmosphere, it gives you a community, it gives you a chance to grow your whole self, to your spiritual growth especially, to who you are as a man or who you are as a person. And I think that we offer a little bit deeper understanding of yourself whenever you leave, and I think that whenever they leave here, they really feel a part of something bigger than themselves.
Okay, so Dad, what have you enjoyed most about being in SAGU's basketball program?
It feels like a family, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else just because like how fun it is, and it's just been a really great experience.
I've never been in a place that has just loved on each other as much as the people do here at SAGU, and I think our guys feel it. I know I feel it as a coach.
The people, not just in basketball, but outside of basketball, are like so selfless and actually genuinely care about you.
It starts here.
Well, hello, I'm Rob Price. Welcome to a brand new segment we're calling King of the Jungle. It's a trivia game that seeks to find out who knows the most about SAGU and our Waxahachie campus. Now, we've got 3 contestants today, a faculty member, a staff member, and a current student, but only one will advance to the championship round to find out who's going to be the King of the Jungle for the entire season. The winner gets a $50 gift card to Texas Roadhouse. So let's meet this week's contestants, shall we? Okay, first of all, we have Miss Libney.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself, Libney.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Libney Arroyo. I am a graduating senior. I'll be graduating in the spring. I am a business management major.
Awesome. And to your direct left, Dr. Clancy Hayes. Tell us about yourself, Dr. Hayes.
Yes, just a couple things about me. I am the Dean of the Bible College Church Ministries here at SAGU. I'm not as young or as good looking as these two, but I'm going to play the very best I can.
Bring on that wisdom. Bring on that age. And to your left, Mr. Zach. Go ahead, Zach.
Hi, I'm Coach Wilkie. I'm the head coach of SAGU Esports. I'm finishing up here at school, but I'm also just grinding out the video games. So I'm excited to be here, and hopefully Dr. Hayes will win.
You're rooting for him to win?
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the rules, gang. We're going to have 7 questions, and there'll be 4 options, either A, B, C, or D. You'll write your answer on the whiteboard. You'll flip it around, and we'll keep tabulations. After 7 questions, one with the most will advance to our final round. If there's a tie, we'll have some extra tiebreaker questions. Okay, you ready to play?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it. So turn your attention to the screen now as we play King of the Jungle. Here we go, gang, with question number 1. How many years has President Kermit Bridges been in office? A, 23, B, 25, C, 17, or D, 35? Put your answers in by the letter. Just the letter, please. Okay, what'd you guys answer? Libby, what do you got?
I said A.
You got A, Clancy Hayes, A, and C. Okay, so someone's got it wrong. The answer is A, 23 years. So
No.
1 for Libby, 1 for Dr. Hayes. Zach,
Thank you for letting me win.
get the score. Question number 2, here we go. Oh, this is a fun one. Why was the prayer tower in the administration building closed? This happened a handful of years ago. Was it A, it collapsed, B, a stuck cow, C, it broke fire code, or D, a rat infestation? Put your answers in right now, A, B, C, or D. When you're ready, let's see what you got. We have C, Dr. Hayes, B, Zach, B. Okay, we have some different answers. The answer is, it's C, it broke the fire code.
You are.
So our score now is Libney 2,
what they told me was
Dr.
not
Hayes
true.
1, and Zach, the big goose egg still. Come on, Zach, I'm counting on you.
Told me.
Question number 3, here we go. How many acres of land comprise the SAGU campus? Is it A, 70, B, 50, C, 100, or D, 35? A, B, C, or D? Got your answers? Let's see what you got. Libby? We have an A. Dr. Hayes, A. Zach? They all answered A, gang, and their answer is A. All right, everyone got that one right. Question number 4, halfway there. Recent news here. What 2 teams did SAGU head football coach Greg Ellis play for during his NFL career? Was it A, the Cowboys and Panthers, B, Cowboys and Raiders, C, Broncos and Seahawks, or D, 49ers and Jets? Put your answers in. If you're a sports guy, you might know this one. He's our new head coach, just finished up year 1 with a 9-3 record in his first year. Okay, Libby, what do you got? D, Dr. Hayes, A, and Zach chose A. The answer is B. They all missed it. Swing and a miss. 1, 2, 3. 3 strikes, you're out.
Well,
okay, our scores.
We don't even.
Libby, you got 3. Doing well, you're in the lead.
Yay.
Dr. Hayes, you got 2, and Zach 1. So we've only got 3 questions left, so it's going to come down to the wire. Question number 5, here we go.
No game 5s.
How many residence halls, easy, are on the SAGU campus? Think it through. You should all get this right. How many residence halls are on the SAGU campus? Is it A, 4, B, 7, C, 6, or D, 5? Ready? Libby's changing her answer. Still thinking, changing her answer. All right, what do you got, Libby? D, Dr. Hayes. C, and Zach chose C. The correct answer is C, 6.
And none of them are right because the residence hall, the Regent's halls.
Oh, we didn't include Regent. That's technically an apartment complex, not a residence hall. Okay, number 6. Question 6. Okay, think about this one. How many undergraduate bachelor's degrees are offered here at SAGU? Is it A, 111, B, 75, C, 30, or D, 44?
You emphasize that.
Right, it's going to be coming down to the wire here.
That 44.
Libby still has the lead with 3, Dr. Hayes with 3, Zach with 2. Who will maintain the lead? Libby, what you got? B, Dr. Hayes. B, and Zach chose D. The answer is, it's D.
Let's go!
Oh, Zach
All right.
has surged back into the lead. Folks, it's 3 to 3 to 3. Question number 7. It's basically for the championship. Could be tiebreakers. Here we go. Number 7. Where was the original Southwestern Bible School established in 1927? Almost 100 years ago. Was it A, Oklahoma? Was it B, Texas? C, Arkansas? Or D, Arizona?
I feel like it shouldn't be a trick question.
Well, it's 3 Bible schools that came into one on the campus here, Waxahachie, but there was one in one of these states. Which one was it? Southwestern Bible School. What's your answer? You have A, Dr. Hayes.
Enid, Oklahoma.
A.
Oh, I lost.
And Zach, B. Well, let's find out what the answer is. The answer is A, Oklahoma. So we have 2 contestants at 4. It'd be Libney and Dr. Hayes. Zach will finish up in a distant third. Actually pretty close, but with 3. Thanks for playing. That leads to a tiebreaker question for just Libney and Dr. Hayes. Are you ready? Here we go. For a potential $50 gift card championship round entry in episode 4. Here we go. What was the name of the 2022 SAGU Cinema Film Project? My Media Kids. What did they produce? Was it A, Forgiven Felons, B, Reverse Engineering, C, Follow the Money, or D, Better Off Jed in 2022? We had premieres of all these films locally. So, Libney, what do you got? A, B, C, or D? She chose C. Clancy Hayes chose C. The answer is C. That means we have to do the second tiebreaker. Now, if they tie again, gang, we're going to go old-fashioned. We're going to go Rochambeau to find out a winner. So, let's see if there's a winner in this question. Tiebreaker number 2. Ready? Go. What is the name of the artist who sculpted the Lion of Judah, which is the newest SAGU statue on campus? Was it A, Max Greiner Jr., B, Rob Smith, C, Mark Cuban, or D, Leon Bridges? He was a guest speaker last semester on our campus. Libby, what do you got? She chooses D. Dr. Alexander chooses A. Did I call you Alexander? Let's go with Dr. Hayes.
That's a compliment.
Let's go with Dr. Hayes. I knew that. The answer is A, Max Greiner. Dr. Hayes wins it. Round 1. He will advance to the final round for a chance to win a $50 gift card to Texas Roadhouse. You just crush these youngins. You just know too much.
No, they're beautiful though. They got the looks.
Well, thanks to all of our competitors for your time. Now, coming up after the break, we're going to visit with Dr. Danny Alexander, and he's going to return as a host of our Legacy Alliance interviews. This time he sits down with a woman whose impact on SAGU has been felt for multiple generations and continues to this very day. Find out who that woman is right after this break.
It starts here. Scene A9. A7.
Scene A21, take 1.
When you were a student here, how would you describe your overall experience in the education department?
So I would say that My experience here at SAGU through education was incredible. However, the experience I've had after SAGU with those relationships that I've had with the professors and the people has been even more incredible. Being able to put it in action and still have relationships with those professors and still be able to call and say, hey, that has also been life-changing.
What do you find most fulfilling as an educator at SAGU?
For me, it's about that late night phone call or text message from a student that is in their first or second year of teaching now. It's those moments when they're like, I just did my first evaluation, and because of the experience I had in the SAGU teacher ed department, I got accomplished.
I was actually really sold on a different college, but whenever I walked into the chapel service, I was just in awe of the community and the sense of the Holy Spirit that I felt there.
Whenever I'm teaching a course, one of the things I ask myself is, how does this course look different here than it does at the state university or this program? And I really try to make sure that my students understand that they have to view things with a biblical perspective and a biblical lens in all circumstances and situations, and that's very different from any other class or program that we go through.
What led you to elementary education?
I believe that every child has value and purpose, and I think oftentimes in the world that gets neglected. However, when they find their value and purpose in Christ, it's foundational. And so being able to get a degree where I can not only teach a child in the academic setting, but I also can instill something powerful within them. I could give them a hope that would last greater than today, a hope that would last for tomorrow, and a hope that would be transformational in their life.
Education starts here.
Training starts here.
Community starts here.
This season's Legacy Lions interview covers a woman with an authentic passion for college students to encounter the Lord.
Dr. Adana Otwell was a student in 1973 before becoming the first women's physical education teacher for SAGU in 1974. Today, nearly 50 years later, she is still known for her holy boldness and her fervor for the personal knowledge of the Word of God, and of course, her Pentecostal preaching.
We had our own Dr. Danny Alexander sit down with Dr. Otwell to get a glimpse into her history and her love for SAGU in this edition of Legacy Lions.
Welcome to another edition of Legacy Lions. I am Dr. Danny Alexander, your host, and today I have the privilege of interviewing Dr. Adana Otwell. Now, we've interviewed in the past Dr. Delmer Gwines, former president of the university, and Mr. Hank Moore, the coach of the ladies volleyball team. And now today we have the privilege of interviewing Dr. Otwell, who is a friend of ours, and we are so glad to have you, Dr. Otwell, here. And thank you for taking the time to share with us here. So we've got some really hard questions that we want to ask you here today, and you know that I am just joking. First of all, here's the question. Why did you come to Southwestern as a student initially, and then you've continued here at Southwestern for a number of years?
When I was a child, a godly role model teenager from my home church came to Southwestern upon high school graduation, and I looked up to her, and she was deeply consecrated to the Lord and spiritual person. And when she got to Southwestern, she was a good singer and became a part of a trio who traveled for Southwestern. And so they came to our church and sang. The Spirit of God moved. I knelt at the front seat and was weeping and praying, and one of the Southwestern trio girls came and prayed with me. And from that day on, as a second grader, I made up my mind I wanted to go to Southwestern when I graduated from high school. So then that's how I came. So I worked my way through, and I paid my way through college without taking out loans, working as a work study in the registrar's office, working all the holidays and summers, and I got a 2-year AA degree here in business. And with that degree, they asked me to be the administrative secretary to the registrar, since everyone in the registrar's office was taking other jobs. And at the end of 1 year, I decided I wanted to do what the other students my age were doing and complete a 2-year bachelor's, 2 more years on a bachelor's degree. So I told Vice President Pascal I wanted to complete my education, had decided to go to University of Texas, Arlington, 40 miles down the road, and work on a health and physical education degree. And I jokingly, off the top of my head, said, and come back here and teach for you. And he said, would you like to teach here? I had never really thought about it, but I replied, yes. And he said, come and talk to me tomorrow. So I started teaching before I had a bachelor's degree, being about the same age as the students. I later thought they didn't even ask me to fill out an application. At the end of 2 years, when I got my bachelor's degree, I had done my student teaching in junior high, English, and in Mansfield, and they offered me a full-time job. So I came back and I told Dr. Pascal that I enjoyed teaching part-time at Southwestern, but now my student teaching school had offered me a full-time job. So I guess I would need to go and do that. He said, come back here and see me tomorrow. So I did. He said, I talked to the president and we want you to teach full-time for us. I was shocked, scared, and elated. So I said, okay, in my head repeating, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God helped me. I went on to get a master's degree, then a doctorate. Was asked to coach the first cross-country team here. I did my best at that for a few years, then was asked to start and coach a women's volleyball team. I did my best at that for 10 years with those ladies. They actually won the first national championship in any sport at Southwestern.
Now, I do want to know, did you ever complete your application form? Now, we have to check that record there, see, all right?
Okay, okay.
Just to make sure that you are officially authorized to teach here. Okay, so you've had a very full experience here at SAGU.
Absolutely.
It's interesting how the Lord moves from the student to a faculty member who has served in many roles and is well respected. Now, no one does anything by himself or herself. We all understand that. So as a student, when you were here, who were some of the professors, and I know we can't name all of them, but just give me maybe a couple of professors that significantly influenced your life?
Dr. Jesse K. Moon, he worked on the other half of the registrar's office. I like it because he pulled no punches when he's preaching in chapel. Dr. Don Paul Gray, Bible teacher, my dean of students. He's straightforward, laid the axe to the root of the tree. Dr. Elizabeth Wilson, history professor. She'd been a POW. Dr. Galen Claunch taught all the preaching classes for many years. And ironically, Dr. Don Paul Gray, Dr. Jesse K. Moon, and Dr. Claunch were all related.
Thanks for watching this episode of Lions in the Field. We'll release more episodes over the course of the semester that will keep you informed and updated with the SAGU family.
On behalf of our team of student producers from the Digital Media Arts program and our executive producer, Rick Bowles, thanks again for watching. And remember, for every SAGU Lion in the Field, your story starts here.